Question number 141. Asexual reproduction differs from sexual reproduction. Here we have to find out points which are pertaining to asexual reproduction and how it differs from sexual reproduction. Option number 1, in being more complex. Is asexual reproduction more complex than sexual reproduction? No. Why? Because it is a uniparental process. So it is a much simpler process. So this statement stands false. Option number 2. As gamete fusion is not seen in asexual reproduction. This is a true statement as there is no gametic fusion in asexual reproduction because a single parent is involved in asexual reproduction. Let's see option number 3. It is never uniparental. Is this a true statement? No, this is again a false statement because asexual reproduction is always uniparental. Number 4, as it is a slower and more elaborate process than sexual reproduction. It is not a slower process, rather it is a faster process. Why? Because just by division new individuals are formed. And also more elaborate? No, it is not elaborate procedure. It is a very less elaborate procedure as compared to sexual reproduction. So in this case only one statement is true, which is option number 2. So our answer becomes option number 2. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 142. Select the correct match. Over here a mode of reproduction and an organism is given in front of it. We have to find out the correct option. Gemmules and sponge. So we know that sponges have a special phenomena of production of gemmules. Gemmules are nothing but internal buds. These buds, internal buds, are formed during unfavorable season. So that is why the very first option is the correct option. Let's look at the other options as well. Option number 2 and 3, yeast and hydra, they both carry out division, or they both carry out asexual reproduction through budding. So that is why encystation and sporulation are wrong. In earthworm, the mode of reproduction is sexual reproduction. That is why budding is wrong. So in this case our answer becomes option number 1. That is the production of gemmules. Let's move on to the next question. The question is 143. The change undergone by sperm to make it competent for fertilization in the female reproductive tract. Now here is the catch of the question. The female reproductive tract. The only phenomena which the sperm undergoes once it enters the female reproductive tract is capacitation, wherein it gets activated and it releases acrosomal enzymes for the further events of fertilization. So let's look at the options. Circumcision. Circumcision is the removal of foreskin of penis. Capacitation, that seems to be the right answer. Capacitation is activation of the sperm to carry out fertilization. Alright students. Castration. Castration is the removal of testes, and cryptorchidism is a condition in which the testes fail to descend from the abdominal cavity into the scrotum. So here the change that undergoes in the female reproductive tract is capacitation. So our answer becomes option number 2. Moving on to the next question. Question number 144. The question says that match the items given in column 1 with those in column 2 and choose the correct option. So we have to choose the words given in column 1 with the explanation given in column 2. Let's look at A. Menarche is the beginning of menstrual cycle. As soon as a female hits puberty, she starts having menstrual cycle. That condition is called as menarche. So option A should match with first menstrual cycle at puberty, which is 3. Over here we see that option 1 is the only option where option A matches with 3. Now let's look at the other options. Menopause. Menopause is the stoppage of menstrual cycle in females at the age of about menopause at occurs at the age of about 50 years. So that is menopause. At menopause, since there is stoppage of ovarian hormones, there is a feedback so that the stimulating hormones are released more from the pituitary gland. That is why there is an abrupt increase in the amount of gonadotropins. So when the gonadotropins are released, they stimulate the ovaries to secrete more of the estrogen and progesterone hormones, which does not happen. Amenorrhea is the absence of menstruation. When we say absence of menstruation, the most likely cause of this absence of menstrual cycle is pregnancy or is fertilization of ovum. So let's look at the options. Option number B matches with first, which is abrupt increase in gonadotropin, and number 3, that is amenorrhea, occurs in the case of fertilization of ova, wherein the female has conceived or there is formation of zygote. So we stick with option number 1, wherein A matches with 3, B matches with 1 and C matches with 2. So the answer to this question becomes option number 1. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 145. Term Nebenkern arrangement refers to arrangement of which organelle in a spermatozoon? Centrioles, nucleus, flagella or mitochondria. Now we know that the sperm contains 3 main parts: the head, the tail and the middle piece. The head of the sperm lodges the nucleus, the tail is made up of flagella and the middle piece contains numerous mitochondria. The mitochondria are arranged in a helical pattern. This helical pattern is termed as Nebenkern. Mitochondria provides energy to the sperm while it is swimming up the reproductive tract of the female. The answer is option number 4. Next question.